Hey guys, welcome back, Bushcraft family. Back again with another video. Hey, yeah, port strikes. Yep, again. Now, I mentioned this in a video, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that, that this was going to happen. And this is why there was a call for stocking up and all this, the food shortage video. Um, I said this was going to happen way before, it became news. And now it's here. Um, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. With that being said, there's a lot going on within this. Everybody knows that there's 45,000 port workers at 36 ports that are, you know, going to, or are, I should say, um, at the picket lines. And we have, our wonderful president, despite the high stakes, the Biden administration has indicated that the president does not plan to invoke the Taft-Hartley Act, which allows presidential intervention in labor disputes to create a national emergency. Um, no surprise there. This should have been handled differently um, way before it got to this stage. Um, there had been so much going on with talks and everything with the unions and all this. Um, and again, you got to watch election coming up because um, certain parties want to dissolve unions to where individuals will not have many rights at all. Um, with that being said, um, let's see. Not only are the ports here on the East Coast, but also Texas area, and these are ones that receive goods and things from other countries in the cargo ships and stuff like this. Um, One of the biggest concerns right now that's going on is who is our biggest grocery store? I'm going to go ahead and say it's Walmart. Yes. Where does Walmart get the majority of their supply from? Which port do they go? Which port do they use? Houston. That is where they get all their stuff from other countries and stuff, which everybody knows majority comes from China and whatnot. Um, Way before this had even started today, last week and the weeks before, when there was talks of this, um, Walmart had initially knew this was coming. Again, everybody already knew this was coming. It wasn't a big thing in the news because all the stuff that's going on in the news right now. Um, but grocery store um, chains and everything, they knew this was going on, and that's why they again, when I released a video of the wholesaler that distributes food in, grocery store stuff all over the place said it's coming. Start stocking up. They're telling people to stock up and giving you which items that need to be stocked up on immediately type stuff. With that being said, they started stockpiling a lot of stuff. Now, what else plays into this is another, union, railroads. What are railroads? They've already done the strike and all that stuff a couple years ago. Yeah, but they refuse to pick up any refrigerated containers. The containers that have, perishable foods in them and things like that. They had, and this is for the last couple weeks. Has taken place. They refused to pick up any of these containers because they don't want to transport it to a certain location and then there's nobody to pick up said container. They don't want it to be sitting on their train without anybody being able to offload it and stuff like that. So they refuse to do any of those types of things. And that includes some medicines. There are quite a few medicines, vaccines, you name it, those types of things that need to be refrigerated. They refuse to pick those up. So those are still sitting in the ports. Now, what happens if there's nobody there to monitor those containers that are that needed to be continuously monitored to make sure they're the right temperatures and all that stuff? Some of them are running on generators. Some of them plug right in. You get the gist of it. So what happens when these containers, nobody monitors them? The stuff in them goes bad. You lose medication. You use beef, chicken, poultry. The produce, bananas. All that type of stuff. These are things that the normal public will not understand or not even hear about because everybody's only flashing the headlines. The ILA port strikes. This and that and what they want and everything like that. Well, it's very easily what they are suggesting. They put up their final offer before they commenced the strike. 50% wage increase, double employer contribution to retirement plans, improving healthcare options, maintaining current automation and all that stuff. And everybody's saying, "Well, this is the first time since 1977 they did this and that." There's so much more to this than the headlines. What happens for the West Coast? Is there talks about them striking? Nobody's mentioning them, are there? There's a lot of talks about, a full-fledged, port blockage and all this. And that's going to be something a bit dangerous. we're going to have to rely on local, farms and things like that to get our produce and our food and stuff like that. What about medication? Where's our medication come from? Comes from China, India. We don't make this stuff here. Yeah. Why should we make all that stuff here? Yeah. Everybody forgets about, what about everybody's into the cell phones and computers and everything. What happens when they break down? Whoops. Where do we get all of that stuff from? Oh, yeah, Taiwan, China, Japan. Whoops. Um, yeah, we're not watching TV anymore. We don't know what's going on. Yep. Anyways, the whole point of this video, there's so many videos out right now, or any news stories about the strikes. There'll be people with, you know, their cell phones out there filming the guys out there holding up signs and whatnot. But how much do they really know? You need to get into the nitty gritty of this, um, of what they're doing. And again, it's just not the ports. Like I said, you also have the trains. Trains are refusing to pick up any of that stuff, because there's nobody to unload it to at the next port. And and this doesn't have to be. These people don't have to be the ones that are striking here. The longshoremen. Those don't have to be at ports. They can be also in central areas that unload semis and trains and things like that, that still work for the longshoremen and stuff like that. And that's the thing everybody's forgetting right there. But anyways, I hope everybody listened to my last video talking about stocking up and everything. Fortunately, it only got like 100 some views. So again, I hate to say it, but I told you so. God bless.